Hey everybody, how you doing today? I'm still waiting for my guest to come in, but until he gets here, I guess I'll go over what this stream is about, which is, what do you fear on the trail? And yes, I have notes over here, so I'm going to be cheating. And well, hopefully you can get to, there's nobody in comments yet, so nobody's here. Interesting. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Let's see. Well, there's nobody here yet. At least I don't see any comments. Okay, well, anyway, what do you fear on the trail? Okay, there are many things that we can fear on the trail. There are many things to fear, or if not fear, at least a healthy respect. I see my guest has come in. I will bring you on in a minute, Travis, so just hang loose, okay? All right. Now, to have a healthy respect for bears, big cats, snakes, wolves, coyotes, injuries on the trail, getting lost, other people, dogs, and the list goes on and on and on. So, how do we enjoy the outdoors with all of this real or imagined fear? So, let's bring on my guest and we'll talk about it.
Howdy, Max.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I am doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you okay. There's a little hesitation in there, but it's not bad.
Okay, well, we have pretty rural Wi-Fi, so it might be a little hunky on my end sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, mine there's a little delay too because I'm using a wireless mic, so. Anyway.
I appreciate you inviting me up, Max. I appreciate the offer.
Let me introduce you because there's nobody in chat yet that I can even see. So, Caucasian Sasquatch just came in.
Oh, that's a good fella.
I fear holes in the dark, he says. Yeah. Oh, I've
been on his live stream.
Yeah, put that on the screen here. Yeah, holes in the dark is another one. Yeah.
Broken ankle.
But I try not to walk in the dark. Okay. My guest is Travis from Shasta Valley Outdoorsman. Yep, he's over there in some beautiful country. Is your dog sneaking up on you?
Oh no, I just making sure I was complying with all the YouTube requirements there, Max. I have to watch what's laying around in the office here.
Okay.
I saw that the wall hanger was almost in the picture there, so I had to get rid of that guy up there.
Oh, okay. How everything going out there? You still got lots of snow?
Good. We are getting so much rain and snow. I don't have any snow here at the house. I live in the high desert, and it snows here and dries right up. But down in Mount Shasta, I bet they've still got a couple feet down there.
Yeah, I just noticed that Shasta Lake was like 80% full already.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. It'd probably be clear full if they hadn't let some out. They let it out a little bit to make sure it doesn't overflow on them. A few years ago, the Orville Dam overflowed.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that on the news and on YouTube, for that matter. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I got out of commercial construction, because this year there's going to be a lot of roads and stuff slid off, and that is not fun work.
Oh, I'll bet so. I'll bet so. So what do you fear on the trail?
You know, Max, my biggest fear on the trail is what's going on at home. My biggest fear is not for me. It's that I'm not at home protecting my family. And my biggest fear on the trail is what's going on at home.
That's true too. I mean, God knows there's enough going on out there in the world right now. So. Yep.
Between we have some pretty bad crime in my area, and you know, between that and just accidents and things that can happen, I worry about the family. And honestly, I haven't been on many solo missions for a while now, and that's been the main reason. Is because it's just crime's just gotten out of hand. And I don't necessarily feel all that safe leaving my family, and I have two
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I understand that.
200 pounds worth of dog meat running around here, and you know.
Well, that's good security. Yeah.
Dobermans don't like bad guys.
No, they don't.
Now out on the trail, Max, one of my biggest fears is personally for myself is doing something stupid and hurting myself real bad. Because as you guys all know, like yourself, I go out alone a lot, and
yes, you do.
Go pretty far from my truck. You know, any given day, I'm 5 or 8 miles from my truck, and that's a long ways to crawl with a broke leg or busted ribs or stuff like that. You know,
absolutely.
On an overnight, it's always present in my head that you're a long ways from your vehicle, and your vehicle's a long ways from society. And the hospital is quite a clip from you if you were to get hurt real bad. Or I'm a young man, but my dad had his first heart attack in his 40s, so I'm in a little better aerobic condition than he was. I don't necessarily worry about that, but it can happen to anybody. You know, in that movie, The Wrestler, great big bodybuilders have heart attacks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Injuries is a big fear on the trail for me, because like you, I'm a solo hiker, so and that is a big injury. A big worry is injuries that will incapacitate me on the trail. That is a big one. And actually all the things that I named in my notes right here, I don't worry about those so much, because bears, I haven't seen a bear in probably the last 15 years on the trail. And what I have seen and what I've had close encounter with is a moose. I run into moose all the time, and
you have moose in Wyoming?
Yeah.
No kidding.
We got tons of moose up on the Bighorn Mountains.
Oh, those are way more dangerous than a bear. I heard they're way more aggressive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, a cow with youngins and a bull moose, he ain't nobody to mess with anytime. So
when they rut, aren't they just kind of tend to be just aggressive and ornery?
Oh yeah. They'll nail anything that's near them when in the rut.
That's what I heard.
And that's what I worry about. So
I've made a few friends back there in Maine, and moose is a big threat for them.
Yeah, that and injuries,
The only time I've run into a black bear in the woods when it got sketchy, we were turkey hunting, and I believe we called him up with the crow call. I believe he heard the crow call again and again and again, and he thought there was crows on a carcass, and I think he was coming to look for those crows to run them off a carcass. And he got within about 8 to 10 feet of me and my little brother, and just sat down and stared at us. And I didn't know really what to do because I'd never had one react like that before. Anytime they see us here, they haul ass. You bear hunters here, you know.
Yeah.
And this guy just sat down and held his ground, and we froze up and did everything wrong. We froze up and stared him in the eyes, which is exactly what you're not supposed to do. I was pretty young at the time, and we just kind of sat there.
You're still pretty young.
Well, I was probably 20 years younger at the time, and we didn't know what to do, you know, and we just kind of stopped and stared at him, and he stared back at us, and in a minute he got up and wandered off. And I was telling my brother that he was going to haul ass, and I was going to shoot it in the eyes if it charged at us, because he only had a single shotgun, and I had 3 shots, because you're only allowed 3 shots during hunting season in California. 1 in the pipe, 2 in the chamber, and all we had was turkey loads. So I told him, I'm going to shoot that sumbitch right in the eyes, and you're going to run like hell if he turns at us. Because you've got 1 shot and you ain't got a prayer.
Yeah.
And, we got lucky, and he went. It was one of the biggest black bears I've ever seen too. And I've seen handfuls of them, and I've seen quite a few of them skinned out and dead. But I've seen handfuls of them in the wild. This was one of the biggest ones I've seen in the wild. And the only thing I can think of is we were blowing the crow call a lot because we were turkey hunting, and we were having success getting them to holler back. And the only thing I can think of is he must have come looking for the crows, thinking they were on a carcass, and he was going to run off and steal the carcass. And man, he just sat down and looked at us like, hell. And I think we were all confused for a minute as to what to do. But thank God he took off, went the other way. That's the only time I've had a bad experience with one.
I think I'd be the one. But the closest I've seen a bear up here on the mountains is about 1,000. Oops. Get down.
I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Do you see it now again? It's back up.
You're back to moving.
Okay.
Moving and shaking.
I don't know what was going on there. That's something probably with the stream service that I'm using. It
could just be a dip-in signal.
Yeah, it could be. But I've got a good signal out here in the garage, so I don't know why it's doing that.
Hopefully it's not me.
At any rate, 1,000 yards away is about as close as I've seen one for many, many, many years.
Well,
so I don't worry too much about that. I worry more about the moose and snakes when I'm out in the Badlands in the desert.
Rattlesnakes, yeah.
And injuries. Those would be about my big 3.
Yeah, for me, taking a fall or accidentally grabbing a rattlesnake or sitting down on a rattlesnake is a big fear for sure, because you're gonna have to get out with that poison pumping through you, and that's not good. Ticks is a bad one too. I don't want that Lyme disease. I worked with a guy that had Lyme disease. He walked like one leg was 3 inches short. Yeah.
Be Still on the Trail said the ticks. Yeah, those are the ones for him. So
I don't want none of that Lyme disease. I like I said, I worked with an old guy, and he wasn't that much older than me, and he walked like one leg was 3 inches shorter because of that Lyme disease, and he was having something go on in his hip or something. I didn't fully understand it, but the Lyme disease had him to where he just about couldn't walk, and he was a healthy guy.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing. And I apologize for the disheveled state of the area here.
Hey, look behind me here. This is my gear room. It's a mess. Period.
I was out building fence, and I looked at my clock and I said, "Oh shit, I got 10 minutes." Pull butt in here, and then I about couldn't open my email because I don't get on my computer very much, and I didn't have the password saved or anything. It was a little bit of a doing getting on here. But yeah, I don't want to get bit by ticks. Getting some kind of disease like Lyme disease and have something like that just thought I was dying, finally treated me. I have heard that they've got treatment for it now, so that's good to hear. I hope my friend Kenny gets some treatment for it because, man, it was ruining his life. He was a very active man, and it was ruining his life. One of the best excavator operators I've ever seen. One of the best operators on most any equipment I've ever seen him. He'd get in anything around it.
Yeah.
But,
and he had Lyme disease?
Yeah, he got Lyme disease. Avid hunter, and gotten Lyme disease, and I don't know when he got it. I think he got it a long time ago.
Yeah. I've never had trouble with ticks because I use permethrin on all my clothes and all my gear. Every year I reapply it, even though if you don't wash the clothes, it's not supposed to come out for about 6 washings. But I reapply it every year. So
yeah, I use it on the bases of my pants and on my outer shirts, and even with my boonie hat, I use it on the brim of that boonie hat to help keep the mosquitoes and stuff back too.
Yeah, he's still on the trail. He just said he had several encounters with bears on the AT.
I've never.
And he's a through hiker. He's a through hiker on the AT, and he's completed it. So
I've never seen a living cub, and I never want to. Never seen a living cub, and I don't want to.
That Caucasian Sasquatch says he nearly bathed in permethrin.
A guy told me here, and I'm no equinist. I know nothing about animals and horses and shit like that. I'm no cowboy. But one of my friends here who is, they spray their horses with diluted permethrin.
Yeah.
I guess that's okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
I've heard of it used on cattle too. So.
Yeah, they spray their horses to go on the stock rides and stuff because they still run cows in the mountains here. You're still allowed to run cattle in the mountains here. They take there's big cattle drives and stuff still here. They surprise you in California, huh? But they still take their cows up and release them in the mountains, and they graze the mountains all summer long.
Yep.
And these guys, I guess they spray their horses down. And trail riding's a big thing here too. Horseback packing is a big thing here. Mule packing is
they do a lot of that up on the mountain up here too. Matter of fact, my favorite trail up on the mountain is actually a horse trail more than a hiking trail.
Almost all the trails here, you can take a horse, mule, or on foot, but you're not allowed anything motorized.
Yeah. Same here, especially if you get in the wilderness area, you can't take anything, even with a wheel on it.
Yeah. They'll let them
and you can't
places, but certain trails no bicycle.
Yeah. Yep. Now they can take bicycles on that horse trail that I hike in the mountains, but once you hit the wilderness area, no bikes.
Okay. I worry about the bikes a little bit because, man, they come bombing down, and I don't want to get run over by a bicycle.
There's another worry too, because on that trail, when they're coming down off the mountain, and I'm right about at the crest of a hill, I've had one come over the crest of the hill and almost hit me.
I've not had an incident, but I've
just missed me.
I've seen the tracks where I was coming around corners where I was like, I don't think a bike could see me if I was coming around this corner and he was coming around this corner, you know? I've seen the tracks in the mud where I didn't want to meet a bike for damn sure. And I know they come down that hill probably 20 miles an hour.
They're sneaking up behind you, man. Look out.
Like I said.
Hey, Jim Hayes. Jim Hayes just come in. I wanted to say hi to Jim.
Absolutely. I come in here.
There you go. Look at that.
killed by a bike. Yeah, I bet.
Oh.
I come in here real quick and threw the computer on. I'm just making sure there's nothing hanging out in the background that'll get you in trouble with the YouTube there. my office is pretty unorganized right now.
Yeah.
That guy's too. I got the Mosin hanging up over there, and it keeps trying to get in the shot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, nowadays I don't know if they're doing it back there too, but we're getting a lot of these electric bikes, and it's become a real thing. They're arguing where they can take them and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you guys are dealing with that back there as much. But man,
what was that again?
Them electric bikes.
Oh, I haven't seen any of those on a trail yet.
Oh man, they're real popular here. They're real popular.
Oh yeah, they would be out there.
Mm-hmm. Real popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Wait until those things start catching fire in the forest and setting the forests on fire.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of some things burning up.
Yeah, it's usually when they're charging them, you know. And they take them into their house and they charge them and they burn their house down.
I've seen, there's one video pretty popular going around. A guy was riding down the road on it, had to hop off of it, and it was burning up right in the middle of the street. And when they get going, man, they don't want to go out. No, I'm sure they're not, Jim. I'm sure they're not.
Oh boy. Yep. Yeah, my rule of thumb on fear in the forest, you can have fear anywhere you go.
Oh, absolutely.
You leave the house, there's things to fear. Okay? My thing is you respect that it's out there. You prepare yourself for it, and you get past it and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise, you know, if you're going to walk around in fear of everything you do, you're not going to do nothing, you know.
I mean, you get hit by a satellite sleeping in your bed.
Be Still on the Trail asked me if there are brown bears out here. No, we only have black bears right now, but Montana, which is one state north and only about 150 miles to the north, is they have grizzly bear up there, and they're moving south along with the wolves. And I don't want to see either one of them here, but I don't know what we're going to do about that.
I just fixed it so I could. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I just fixed it so I could see the chat there, Max. I was catching up with everybody. I had the whole thing shut off over here the whole time. I just figured out how to turn the comments on so I can see everybody talking now. But we don't have any brown bears, but you know, they say them black bears are ornerier than the brown bears for attacking people. Statistically, they say black bear are more likely to attack people than grizzlies. I was always kind of raised thinking if a grizzly saw you, it'd come for you.
Well, from what I've read, I don't know it firsthand, but grizzlies or black bear are more prone to being predatory than grizzly.
I guess a grizzly bear don't really see you as food, but a black bear does.
Yeah. And if a black bear attacks you and kills you, he will eat you. But a grizzly bear will just kill you and walk away.
Yeah, I've heard that. They say play dead with a grizzly. That'd be damn hard to do.
Yeah, when they're biting on you, how do you not move?
Scream and kick and punch. I think I was like that old boy that was stabbing it with his pocket knife.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have no legs when he was done, but he got out of there.
Yeah, Jim's
agree,
dealt
Jim.
with black bears for nearly 50 years.
I agree. I've dealt with them on the trail, and we've hunted them and everything else. For the most part, they think people are coming to take them out, and they run like hell. And a lot of people are scared of mountain lion here that come up from Southern California. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've ever even gotten a good look at a mountain lion in the wild.
Yeah, I have never seen a mountain lion. We have them here, especially in the canyon, and I've never seen one, but I'm sure a lot of them have seen me.
To contradict myself, my little brother got walked back to his truck by a mountain lion during bow season here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in archery season, you can carry no firearm. And he was out there with his bow, and he said it come up and started yelling at him and growling, and he was so scared he couldn't even knock a freaking arrow to defend himself. He was shaking so bad he couldn't even get an arrow knocked, and he just had to kind of like walk back to his truck. And at one point, he lost sight of it, and it was still up there making a bunch of noise, like growling and snarling at him. And he does not bow hunt anymore. That's my younger brother, Robbie. You see him on the show every once in a while with me. In fact, Robbie did the cougar episode. When we did that cougar episode, the pantomime your episode, when we did that little spin-off of your cougar self-defense, that was my brother Robbie that did that with me. He's the one who did that.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons he did that episode with me. He's actually been in that shit show.
Yeah.
I've never seen one. A couple of times I've thought I saw them from a distance, but I've never gotten a good look at one. I tease people about them all the time, and I'll use the Bigfoot thing, and I'll say, "Oh, cougars don't exist. That's a lot of bullshit. There's a bunch of pictures on the internet and footprints. I ain't never seen no cougar. There's no cougars out there."
Yeah. Until one sneaks up behind you.
Can't exist. I've never seen one.
No, I've never seen one, but I know they're there.
You know what's funny? In Georgia, I've got a bunch of friends on here from Georgia. And back in Georgia, the DNR back there denies that there are mountain lions in Georgia. And it's talked about just like Bigfoot. It's hilarious. The people will they'll see the cougars and they'll go report it, and the DNR will tell them, "No, you're full of shit. There ain't no cougars here." It's just there's footprints and pictures, but they do not exist. I get a kick out of it. I hear these guys from Georgia talking about mountain lions all the time. They sound just like they're talking about Bigfoot. Yeah, people say there's cougars here, but I've never seen one. I think it's all made
I don't really want to see one, because if I see it, he's too damn close.
No, he's probably not going to have a good day if I see him.
Yeah.
I'd just as soon he goes about his business.
Me too. And I hope I ain't his business.
No, me neither. You can't hunt them here. They're protected here. In a lot of states, you can hunt them, but they're protected here. They're considered an endangered animal here.
Yeah.
And they are far from endangered. We may not see them, but we see the evidence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I've seen tracks. Yeah, I've seen tracks, but I haven't seen cougar at all.
My mom's horses were getting attacked by them out at her ranch a few years ago and stuff. And like you say, you see evidence of them and stuff, but they keep tucked away.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they have one here that gets real emaciated and loses a bunch of teeth and gets kind of kicked out of the woods by the alphas, and it'll start getting close to town, and they'll have to kill it every once in a while. And I've heard that they trap problem California mountain lions and bring them up to this county, so it could be why we have a little bit of trouble from time to time. But I've never seen one on a trail. I've never had trouble with them out camping.
Yeah. My wife told me she saw one cross the road in the canyon once, but I've never had the occasion.
No, I thought I saw them from a distance out in fields a few times, but not 100% certain. Never been 100% certain. Yeah, I understand that. I've had that experience a few times testing the trail.
Yeah, I have in the canyon, hiking in the canyon. I've run into a rattlesnake on a set of stairs up the side of the canyon. It's basically railroad ties set into the dirt, and I went to step up on it, and I had my foot raised and going to step up, and right at the bottom of it, he's laying right there.
I got 4 of them at the house.
I think he was asleep because he wasn't rattling or nothing.
Sunning himself.
So
he might have still been too cold to do much. He was just getting the energy up. Last year
maybe.
I went out to open my chicken pen, and I reached down and almost grabbed one right by the bottom of the chicken gate.
Oh.
I got lucky. It was cold early in the morning, and he wasn't moving good yet. And it was a big one. It was a big one. And I got 4 of them
damn.
on my house. We had a problem with them last year. Worst I've ever had it out in the... I wasn't on a trail, but we were kayaking. And we had stopped off to take a lunch break. And timber rattlers here can be really, really green. Like really, really freaking green. And we went to step out into this long, tall grass, about a foot tall. And my buddy almost stepped on a bright green timber rattler. And I mean, he was within an inch of it. And then the doofus went chasing it up the hill. I don't even know. Wayne. I can't explain that name. But he went chasing it up the hill. And here we are, talk about being in the middle of nowhere to help. We're in the middle of a river. You'd have to climb. I mean, there's a road following the river, but you're going to climb through about a half mile of blackberries to get to it. So,
jeez.
And this guy was
oh man,
like a lot older than me. I don't know what he was thinking. You can't never tell what a one-eyed hippie's going to do.
Well, thank you, Queen Bird, for the comment that we're a breath of fresh air.
Well, that's kind of.
Yeah. So sometimes we get a little spicy too, but we try.
Had the panic feeling when you lose the trail of bearings in the forest. Only 1 million times, but still the trail. Only 1 million times. Anybody that says they haven't, I think, is probably lying. Anybody that's never gotten turned around, probably telling you a story.
Yeah. One of the things I do when I leave the trail, like to go to the bathroom or something, I take surveyor's tape, a roll of surveyor's tape with me, the orange tape, and I'll tear off pieces of it and tie it to tree limbs and stuff. And I only walk as far away from it that I can still see it. Then I'll tie another one on. That way I can just follow those back to the trail and untie them and pocket them as they go back to the trail.
I've always counted on, I have kind of a decent truck radar, and I always end up circling back to the truck, and I've always counted on that since I was young. But I have gotten out many, many times, especially hunting and stuff like that, because I don't take any trails or anything a lot of times when I'm hunting and things like that. There's no trails. It's kind of cut out in the woods. And a lot of times when I'm camping, I just kind of bushwhack off too. And I've always had pretty good truck radar. I've always kind of found my way back to the truck and had a good feeling for where the truck is. And I try to use my compass, but I don't use it as much as I should. And I've definitely had a few times where I get out there and I'm like, oh shit. And take a second thought. And it's not a nice feeling. It's not a nice feeling.
Yeah.
You use your compass more the next time.
Yeah, I don't bushwhack too much in the forest, but I will in the canyon because I can pretty much see anywhere where I'm at. Like, either up canyon or down canyon. You're only going to go about 2 ways. So
there's a couple of mountains here that I am very, very careful of doing that on because it is really, really socked in. And you can very easily get turned around. Up there where I would cut, there's more roads on that mountain than any other mountain I go on. And it's the easiest place to get turned around, I think, because you can get in there and see nothing but trees. And yeah, you might come up on a road, but there's a million roads going all over the place. And you don't know what road you're on.
You don't know what road it is.
And if you can memorize every one of them Forest Service signs, EF4 number 567-3, you know what I mean? You're smarter than me. I get back in there.
Well,
oh, son of a bitch, what road did I take when I'm in a truck?
Yeah. Well, you're going to come out someplace that you don't even have a landmark.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You don't know which way to go, up or down the road. You don't know. So.
Well, and as the sun moves through the forest and the shadows change, things start to look different later in the day, and it can really mess a person up. And the blowdowns can break the hill so fast. I understand that, but still a trail. A lot of places here, and I don't know what it is, you don't get any cell service when you're in the mountains here. And you can be relatively close to society and lose cell service up in the mountains here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Magnetism of the granite, just that blocking the signal. I don't know what it is. The trees. But we don't get, like, you can't hardly trust GPS and stuff in a lot of places I go here. And a lot of places you can, but if you get deeper in the trees and stuff, it kills it. And it'll cut out and come back on to the point where it can actually mess you up really bad, because it'll say you're somewhere you're not because it cut out and came back on and cut out and came back on, and you'll think it's running and it's not. I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. But I don't have a nice GPS unit or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Well, I've got my locator that I take with me, and I use GPS on my phone and on Gaia.
Yeah.
Gaia GPS. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like that app. That works really great. Especially in this area, it works great. Some of them don't.
I get really good signal when they're having forest fires because they put up temporary towers everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
They throw up those temporary cell towers, man, you can kick butt out there.
Yeah. And you have a lot of forest fires out there.
Yes, sir. Hopefully next year we'll have the snowpack to kind of keep that down a little. But what we're also going to have is a hell of an underbrush this year. The county needs to start hiring me and my goats to go wander the forest.
Oh, there you go.
I'm thinking about getting a big herd of goats and just trying to get them to pay me to walk them through the forest and just mow it down.
Yeah. One of my friends here that's a firefighter, he goes out to those wildfires out west all the time from here. You know. And he's gone for months at a time, and then he'll come back and fight a few local fires, and then he's gone again.
There's whole towns here, Max, that are really remote, and all anybody does in that town is fight wildland fire. They'll be on unemployment until there's a fire, and they fight wildland fire during fire season. That's all they do. It's like almost the whole town will be wildland firefighters.
Yeah. I want nothing to do with a fire. If I see a fire, I'm getting out of the forest, period.
No, I can't do the smoke. My lungs won't take the smoke. I have a hard time with the smoke. I was a commercial construction foreman for a guy who did a lot of heavy equipment operation and stuff like that. And he was constantly trying to get me to get my driver's license to drive water trucks and shit like that because it's big money. And I never wanted to do it because you got to sit out there and eat smoke, and I just don't think I can hang it. I think it killed my lungs.
No,
it's good money.
That's putting myself in a danger that I really don't need.
Well, most of your water truck drivers are parked pretty far from like the big fire, you know, the actual dangerous part of it, and some of them just sit in a truck all day making $500 a day. But I can't
still do that. I don't want to get cut off by a fire.
They can change directions real fast.
Yeah. Well, I saw those fire trucks last year in California getting right in the middle of those fires, and then they were trying to drive out, you know, like, holy smokes. No.
They don't give you that shake and bake bag because you might not have to use it. You ever seen those? It's a little ball of mylar about this big, and you puff it out over yourself and pull it over yourself if the fire's going over the top of you, and maybe you'll live.
Yeah. Well, if the fire sucks up all the oxygen, good luck.
Well, not only that, but the temperature is so high. Usually, in one of those overtakes, they find those guys with the change melted in their pockets. Usually.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. I went through the training to do the little shake and bake bag, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to go on this. If this is even something I might have to do, I don't want to go.
No, Trav, I don't think so.
No, $22.50 an hour? No, thank you, sir. That was one of my last years doing commercial construction. Yeah.
Bring that one up.
And besides just mapping off your compass, another good thing that people can do that I don't hear about people talk about as much anymore is just go north in, south out, or east in, west out. You know, just use your compass.
Thanks for coming in, Jim. Appreciate it. Jim's leaving.
Bye, Jim. A lot of people
appreciate you coming in, Jim.
They kind of shy away from a compass because they think they need to know how to use it on a map. They think they need to know how to read coordinates to use a compass. But you can use a compass to get you in and out without having any training on using a compass and a map. Red in, white out. You know, you can use a compass to just get you in and out.
Yeah, I take a compass and a map and my GPS.
Me too. And something I do that's cheap, and I've not talked about this on my channel, is you can go on the world, what's the thing called? Maps, Google Maps, and you can print yourself out a map off of Google Maps of the area you're going into. You know, print yourself a little topo off the area you're going into. Don't pay $35 to your local Forest Service. Just go a couple pages out.
Yeah, I just I have my locator, a compass, a map, and GPS on my phone, and so far I haven't got myself into trouble.
No, me neither. Me neither. Thank good. Knock on wood. I've gotten turned around a couple times, but a lot of times when I'll really get turned around is when I'm with somebody else and we get to talking, and I'm not paying attention to what direction the truck is. You know, I try to keep in mind where the truck's at all the time, and you get to BSing with somebody, and next thing you know, you haven't paid any attention to how many turns you've taken.
Yeah.
You're thinking, am I right? And that's
if I do any bushwhacking, I like I say, I put out that tape and also keep good track of where I'm at, and I use GPS and put waypoints on it. So, and then all I got to do is reverse that, follow those waypoints back out again. So
that'd be nice. I can do that in a few places here, but a lot of places my phone just fritzes out. We don't get good signal up high.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I like about the app that I use on my phone doesn't use the phone signal. It actually uses GPS signals.
And you said it's called Gaia?
Gaia. Shoot.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I recognize the word.
Gaia GPS, and it's a good app. It's a really good app.
I'll look into that, Max. I'll look into that. How do you like that Garmin locator you got?
I don't have a Garmin.
Oh,
I have the Spot. I have the Spot.
My wife's talking about
it was a lot cheaper to buy the unit and the plan than it was the Garmin.
Yeah, those Garmins are outrageous. Those Garmins are outrageous.
And the plans are outrageous, but you can communicate two ways with those, and with the Spot you can't. The spot is a locator. That's what it is. And you can send a message that you have pre-programmed into the unit. You can send that, and you can do check-ins with your spouse or whatever. You can do check-ins with it, but you cannot send a text message. So
Mostly,
with the Garmin you can, and some of the other ones. So
mostly, I just like to have it through the location if something wants to happen.
That's what I use it for. That and to check in. I check in every hour with my wife. I'll send one of those out, and that's part of the plan. So
that would be helpful.
I just want to never have to hit that SOS button on it. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I had looked into the Garmin at one time, and they were like $400 just for the unit, and then you had to subscribe to the service.
Yeah, I'd like to have that new. I think it's called Zoleo. That's a new one that's out that works in conjunction with your cell phone to send messages, which is pretty cool.
That is.
But it sends it all through the satellites. So
okay. That would be nice to have.
But it's an expensive system.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, it's got to be, besides just being in a bad situation, can you imagine how embarrassing it is when a whole team of people shows up to get you?
Yeah. I don't want to have to hit that button. No.
I hope I'm seriously.
But I will. But I will before I croak. I'll tell you that.
I hope I'm at least injured enough that they feel sorry for me when they come to get me and don't just give me a lot of shit all the way home.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I know most of the search and rescue guys here, and I would really catch the crap.
Yeah.
Forget myself lost or something.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I know a handful.
Well, I
thought about doing the search and rescue thing, but it's just kind of a lot of. They want you to take a lot of college classes and have this certification and that certification.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got time for all that.
You got to have a lot of availability to do that too, and most of the guys around here supply their own 4-wheelers and snowmobiles and stuff like that, because it's a small county. So
yeah, this is all volunteer here. It's all volunteer here. It's the same kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I was going to volunteer to be one of the hikers that handled some of the higher area and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's a lot of BS. It's a lot of BS.
Yeah. Hey, this is a little off topic, but I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think about that ruling on not being allowed to film in national parks now?
How much cursing do you want on your show?
What was that?
I said, how much cursing do you want on your show?
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think that's our land, and I don't think anybody should have a right to tell us we can film on it.
Absolutely.
That's what
absolutely.
I think I work damn hard to pay my taxes, and I don't think anybody ought to tell me that I can't go out there and film myself in the forest if I don't want to. But I also think you can fight the law and the law wins.
Yep.
So I don't think I don't see a lot of my forest anymore, folks, and I'm real sorry to say that.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna hang around very long. I think that'll wind up in the Supreme Court because it's unconstitutional as hell.
It seems like it's impinging on a lot of constitutional rights. But
yeah, well, they've been just beating the hell out of the Constitution lately.
I was going to say, constitutional rights being infringed seems to be a common practice nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to think about it. I think we're getting a little too much like China. That's what I think, Max.
Well, it's. I hope that gets overturned. That's all I can say, because that is the most.
Do, Max. I don't even know if I should take. I don't know if I should take content down.
No, and I'm not taking any down because most of it was filmed before that even went into effect.
But can they go retroactive? You know,
huh?
Can they go retroactive?
I don't know what they're going to do. The whole thing is so convoluted, it's pathetic.
I'll tell you, it got me damn near to shut the whole channel down, Max. If I didn't still have, I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to review, and I've given people my word that I'll review these products. And I'm a man of my word. If I tell you I'll do something, I'll do something. I'd probably be done by now, Max. And it know, it's hard to lose contact like people you've met, you know, and it just sucks. It just sucks, you know. It's sad. It's really sad. I don't think that they should have that right, but
yeah.
What you gonna do?
I agree. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think pretty much everybody I know is going to continue making videos, and I think I am too. It's just, and I don't make very many anyway. Everybody knows that. That's why my channel is kind of not making it where I want it to go, because I don't make enough videos. But I'm still going to go out. I'm still going to make videos, and if they want to take away an old man's money and put me in jail because it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I hear you, Max, but my faith in people not wanting to do something stupid is pretty fucking low. Right? Excuse my language. Pretty darn low right now.
Oh yeah. That whole law is stupid. You know, I can see requiring permits from film companies out there making a movie.
I could see if you're making a certain income off of this, I could see them saying, "Hey, look, if you're making $50,000 a year on YouTube or something, come get a permit."
I don't know. And I don't know anybody making $50,000 a year on YouTube.
I ain't making a damn thing.
No, you know? No, I don't make nothing either. You know, YouTube might make something on my videos, but I don't make nothing.
And the free equipment I got, half of it's stuff I probably wouldn't have bought. It's just cool to get, you know, and it's not like you're getting any kind of, I don't know. I don't profit nothing from doing this. It's just fun. And
that's why I do it. It's fun. It's a hobby. I don't make any money at it. So I spend more money on
$10 a month.
Yeah, I spend more money on making YouTube videos than I ever would make, and I don't make a penny from YouTube. Not a penny. Of course, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, so I can't monetize.
Well, let me tell you what they do. When you get to that, you'll start finding your watch hours are constantly out of funk. You'll chase the watch hours once you break 1,000. Them watch hours are going to roll over before they get to 4,000 every time.
Oh, I'll bet.
I haven't hit 4,000 in 2 years, Max. Of course, since my injury, I've been pretty spotty on my YouTube stuff. You know, I'm hardly in here like I was, and I don't take it near as seriously as I did the first couple of years. Partly because of the kids, and partly because the injuries really slowed me down.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get some steam.
I can understand that. I just enjoy doing it. So.
No, me too. When I first started off, I had a full head of steam, and I thought, "Oh man, this is something you can make money at, and this and that." And
oh yeah.
I think a lot of people
I think we all thought that at one point.
Yeah, so it's just like opening a barbecue shack or anything else. All us guys have all thought of and all tried and all failed at. Yeah, I don't make anything. I get a little bit of free junk in the mail. You know, I get some pretty nice first aid kits and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's about it. And I do it for fun. Like I say, it's a hobby.
I did finally accept a couple of those affiliate things where if people click the link and buy stuff, you can make money. But I don't get enough traffic to make any money off of anything, So
sure, I understand that.
It's kind of pointless. Matter of fact, these first aid kits is one of the things I hooked up with that MyMedic company. And I have links and stuff I should post on all my videos, and I forget. But it's like, who's really gonna? I don't get enough traffic, I had
yeah. Okay. Well, back on topic again, I guess.
I'm good at digressing, Max.
Oh yeah, that's great. Well, I think we're just about got an hour in, and I want to, before we completely wrap up here, I want to leave everybody with a quote that I saw recently from George Adair. He's a Civil War veteran. Of course, he's gone, but he done a bunch of quotes, and this one fits our topic here today completely. Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. I think that kicks it to a T. So if you want it, you have to push through fear to get it. And if we want to go into the outdoors, we have to get beyond that and just do what we do and have fun.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, Max. You've got to get outside your comfort zone to gain anything in life.
Well, hello, Gunslinger Outdoors. Yeah, you're late. We're just about ready to wrap it up, so. But good to see you here.
Don't feel bad. Last time I set alarms and everything, and I missed the whole show.
Oh, I've done that a number of times. I was going to watch somebody's live screen and participate in the comments. I'll miss the whole damn thing.
I got my time all crossed up. I thought you were 3 hours ahead instead of an hour. And I come in and my wife's like, that live stream was like 2 hours ago. I was like, what? I thought I had it all worked out. I was out building things and I cut myself off at a certain time, and it turns out I had the whole thing trajected wrong.
Oh, well. Well, Travis, I want to thank you for coming in.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Max.
It was had a great time. Absolutely. We're just about ready to turn over an hour here, and it's almost time to go get a bite to eat. So I'm going to do that.
I hear you. I'm due to go play a little 9-ball anytime now.
Travis, I thank you for coming in, my friend. I wanted to get like 3 people on here, but it just wasn't to be. But I'm glad I got you.
I'm glad you at least got a half a fella on here anyway.
Oh, stop it.
Now, I wanted to say, Max, it was a pleasure to finally talk to you face to face. You and I have kind of corresponded through YouTube for 2 or 3 years now. And it was nice to half-ass meet you face to face here, Max.
Yeah, it's been great. You're a good friend, even though I've never met you in person.
Nope,
You're a good friend,
Max. If you were to show up here at the doorstep, you'd be welcome in the house.
Yeah, same here, my friend. Well, you take care of yourself. We're going to be out of here in a moment, so you take care, and we'll see you later.
You too, Max.
Bye for now.
You and yours have a good one.
And thank everybody for coming in.
Yep, you all have a good night.